Dearly beloveds, welcome. Please listen very carefully, as everything discussed here is concerning this seventh message. What is God? Let your ears be a plate, the words in your hearing be food. Let your listening be the tasting and consuming, so your meditation be the digestion. Understood? What is or is not liked, please leave your comments, questions, and concerns on the YouTube channel or DM me on Instagram. I only speak to those on the journey with me. Regardless of what is learned here, our goal is not winning debates. Regardless of what is learned here, we are not to go and argue with folks, nor is our goal to obtain, or for better words, recognizing our power. Our focus is not having spiritual experiences nor visitations. We desire these things, yes, yet our goal is focused on deeper relationship with the uncreated creator of this universe. Hear me very, very carefully. Because we are focused on a relationship, another subject outside of self, it does not matter the level of knowledge. Because the key word relationship, we are seeking intimacy with this subject. And that simply means a deeper relationship than you and I have presently or currently. Just so there's no misunderstanding. This is where we begin. Love. The subject of our love, because we are seeking intimacy, deeper connection, is the creator of our universe. Listen very carefully. Listen and focus. We will discuss what love is at a later date. But for now, I know many believe love to simply be an emotion. Even if this were true, then love cannot exist still without conscious and intelligence. Hear me. If love was merely an emotion, it cannot exist without the consciousness to express it and intelligence to understand what it is. So then, in order for love to be known, there needs one, another to receive, intellect, and two, the freedom to choose, conscious. Love has no existence outside of free will. Again, love has no existence outside of free will. This being said, here on earth, many choose who or what they worship in the same way they do relationships. You should know this. On earth, we see many gods being worshipped daily. Numerous spirits or deities, cultures, lifestyles, traditions of men. The way one lives being heavily idolized in today. The culture, the characteristics. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sex is idolized heavily. Beauty or looks, drug use, idolized daily. Listen carefully to what I am saying and do not hear what I am not saying. Bear witness to the world around you. As you are hearing these words, self-worship or self-help is most common today, and many claim spirituality but do not recognize organized religion. Are you listening? A religion without the subject or mention of God, spirits, dimensions, planes, or realms is left with only discussions and acts of men, and that is merely philosophy. And what is not organized, obviously, is chaotic or unlawful. Yet these are the words spoken, and yet they cannot hear them out of their own throat. They call for unlawful, chaotic, spiritual understanding. What is even worse, how many have made these testimonies and have become, for some reason, more or just as the religious they are trying to escape from, becoming simply a church or a cult altogether anyways, being over ritualistic with the charging of crystals and chakra alignments. They still gather at appointed times and worship their own beliefs, literally. And yes, pastors and priests are also heavily worshipped, like many celebrities or even artists. Who has not heard or seen in the very world that you live in these confessions out of those who speak these things own mouth, but remain oblivious to what they are saying? Understand, beloved, as we take off this delusion surrounding the word worship. Worship is similar to the word divine in this wise. When we hear the word divine being used on any topic, we understand that the subject being called divine is linked or has something to do with God, heaven, or the spirit realm. So too the word worship. Worship is directly linked to one's acts or activity as an outward sign that shows reverence, honor, love, or a strong desire to any subject as God. Worship is an activity or an act that is in communion, meaning communication with the subject. Worship has to do with interaction in a nutshell. And these are different forms of worship. Postures, even posture of the heart. Words, characteristics, names, time being spent, and what consumes the mind and heart. Very truly, I tell you, worship needs, in order to exist, number one, the capability to choose consciousness, and number two, a subject to receive it. Now, in closing, the throne of the heart. I mentioned the heart posture. Fundamentally speaking, the posture of one's heart is inclusive to what we call worship. Whatever fills the heart sits on the throne of our hearts, inspiring and influencing the thoughts and the will of a human being. Example, if the posture of the heart is always desiring hidden knowledge, then a spirit of hidden knowledge sits in the throne of that person's heart. That spirit directly inspires and influences its vessels, mind, and mouth. Thus, the person will constantly express or act and confess by their own words that spirit in their heart. Not only this, even attracting more of the same kind. Another example, if the posture of the heart is desiring sexual or sensuality, a spirit of lust, sex, or even sensuality may be seated in the throne of that person's heart. That spirit then directly impacts the nature and characteristics of its vessel. How the human thinks, speaks, and acts are directly revealing the God or spirit of which they worship. Just like the operator of a car, the condition, style, and driving capabilities in every way impact the condition of that vehicle. Is this making sense? I pray that you understand the words that I am speaking to you. Hear me. Spirit is a state of being, immaterial, and the life principle. The life principle just simply means reason for animation. And that which gives life is alive. And that means conscious and intelligent. Do you understand? So then a spirit is a animated, meaning living, immaterial, conscious, intelligent that gives life, or aka inspiration and influence. Although many lovely and pure things exist, what resides in the heart of man can be oppressive in nature, being the spiritual influence. We've seen this in numerous cultures' history. The demand and oppressing of others into worship. It can be abusive. Yes, what sits in the heart can be prideful, dominant, controlling, and even deceptive. This altering or perverting the nature and character of a human soul. These are fundamentals. I hope you understand more of what worship is, at least at a fundamental point of view. So where are we going now? Well, we haven't even tasted the icing on the cake. We've only placed the candles. What is God begins at worship. Stay locked in.